You thought Paradise was about survival. You thought it was about a bunker, a volcano, a collapsing world. But Episode 4 quietly proves something far more unsettling. This story isn't about hiding from the apocalypse. It's about what people are willing to sacrifice to rewrite it. Before we go any further, full spoiler warning for Paradise Season 2, Episode 4. Because this ending doesn't just move the plot forward, it shifts the emotional gravity of the entire season. For most of the episode, the world feels smaller, intimate, focused. We leave the political chaos inside the bunker behind and follow Xavier and Annie on the road to Atlanta, two survivors bound by necessity, mistrust, and something fragile that almost feels like hope. Annie saves Xavier's life, she patches him up, and then she handcuffs him. That moment says everything about the world they live in. Kindness exists, but it comes armed. Annie doesn't trust him, and maybe she shouldn't. She demands he take her to the bunker in Colorado. Xavier refuses. He has one priority, finding Teri in Atlanta. His wife. The voice he heard over the radio. The reason he left his children behind in the first place. And that decision, leaving his children, quietly hangs over every scene like a storm cloud. Eventually, they strike a deal. Atlanta first, then the bunker. But Paradise never gives us the easy version of anything. Because just when it feels like Annie might become a long-term partner in Xavier's journey, just when we start believing the show is building a new dynamic, it takes it away in the most devastating way possible. The childbirth sequence is brutal, not because it's graphic, but because it feels almost miraculous at first. Strangers help. The baby cries. For a brief moment, the apocalypse softens. Life wins. And then reality steps back in. Annie keeps bleeding. There's nothing they can do. No hospital. No equipment. No miracle technology hidden behind reinforced steel doors. Just a woman who already knew this might happen. She wrote a letter before it began. That detail breaks you, because it means Annie wasn't naive. She wasn't hopeful. She understood this world too well. Her final requests aren't about revenge or survival tactics. They're about humanity. She makes Xavier promise to deliver that letter when her daughter is old enough, to find the baby's father, and most painfully of all, to make sure her daughter isn't afraid of people the way Annie was. That line reframes her entire character. Annie didn't mistrust Xavier because she was cruel. She mistrusted him because this world taught her to. Now Xavier walks into Atlanta carrying a newborn. Not a weapon, not a plan, a promise. And when he finally reaches the source of Teri's radio broadcast, it feels like the emotional climax of the episode. This is what everything has been building toward. But Paradise doesn't reward desperation. Instead of Teri, Xavier finds a stranger. And the stranger knows his name. He knows about Teri. He knows Xavier would come. Without hesitation, Xavier pulls a gun. Because of course he does. Every instinct in this world tells him this is a trap. But the man doesn't flinch. He claims Teri was his best friend for 3 years. 3 years. That timeline matters. It means Teri survived the tsunami. She built something. A connection. A new life. But then the stranger says the word that changes everything. She was taken. Not killed. Not lost. Taken. And the show cuts the explanation there. That word is deliberate. It implies organization, intention, power. Bandits are one possibility, but that feels too small. Teri isn't just any survivor. She's intelligent, resourceful, the kind of person groups would want. What if she were taken by a faction, trying to rebuild differently? What if Sinatra isn't the only one with a vision for the future? Killing Teri off now would feel empty. Xavier abandoned his children for this mission. The narrative weight is too heavy for a quick tragedy. If anything, this sets up a new quest. One that forces Xavier even further from safety. And now he's not just a husband searching for his wife. He's a man carrying someone else's child into the unknown. That image matters. Because it transforms him. Every decision from here on out isn't just about love. It's about legacy. Annie's daughter becomes a moral anchor. A reminder that even in this world, promises still matter. And then there's Link. His appearance is brief, but it's loaded. He has arrived at the bunker, not with an army, with cue cards. The love actually reference almost feels absurd against the brutality of this world. It's playful, disarming. For a moment, you might even forget how dangerous he is. Until the last card. He won't ask nicely for long. That shift in tone is surgical. It tells us Link understands perception. He's not just muscle, he's strategy. He wants to be inside the bunker, and he's willing to escalate. The timing couldn't be worse. President Baines is dead. Sinatra is under house arrest. Leadership is fractured. Whoever answers Link's request won't just be opening a door, they'll be choosing the future direction of the bunker itself, because Link isn't just an outsider. He knows something. He knows about Sinatra's technology. And that brings us to the quietest but most important revelation of the episode. The flashback. Sinatra speaking to a newborn baby, promising that one day he will feel the real sun, see the moon, live beyond the bunker. That line confirms what many of us suspected. The bunker isn't the end game. It's phase 1. Dr. Luge's warning about greenhouse gases crushing the planet suggests the surface won't simply recover. It may become uninhabitable long-term. So what is Sinatra planning? Terraforming? Unlikely. Colonization? Possible. Time manipulation? That's where things get interesting. Because throughout this season, hints have been scattered like breadcrumbs. Strange knowledge. Secret power siphoning. Technology that doesn't quite fit the grounded tone of Season 1. If Sinatra is building something that can alter time, rewind events, reset the timeline before the supervolcano, then the bunker makes sense as a controlled experiment hub. And if that's true, Link's urgency becomes even more terrifying. Maybe he isn't trying to invade the bunker for resources. Maybe he's trying to stop something. The episode doesn't confirm this, it doesn't need to. It plants the idea. And that's what makes episode 4 so powerful. On the surface, it's about grief. About a woman dying in childbirth. About a husband failing to reunite with his wife. But underneath, it's about control. Who controls the future? Sinatra, with her hidden project? Link, with his threat at the gate? Or Xavier, a man who keeps losing everything, yet keeps choosing hope? By the end of the episode, Xavier stands in Atlanta with a baby in his arms and more questions than answers. The bunker braces for confrontation. And somewhere, Sinatra continues building something she believes will save humanity. The apocalypse already happened, but Paradise is asking something much more unsettling. What if the real danger is what comes after? Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Teri was kidnapped? Or is there something bigger happening in Atlanta? Is Link a villain, or the only one who truly understands how dangerous Sinatra's plan is? Drop your theories in the comments. I read them all. And if you love deep dives into hidden meanings, character psychology, and the secrets shows don't spell out for you, subscribe to the channel. Because Paradise isn't done revealing its truth. Not even close.